Hello, this is day 15. Yesterday I read a paper and it was about foreign language anxiety and decision making. So the researchers found that students in the classroom experience some sort of anxiety, like in the foreign language classroom, and they experience anxiety, and this does affect their decision making abilities. So the more that the students experienced anxiety, the worse or the harder it was for them to make decisions. So the study compared students, they're now university students, but there were students that went to public university or public high schools and then also private high schools. So they found that the students that went to like just a regular high school did have more foreign language anxiety compared to the students that went to private school. So this makes sense because private school students had more of a chance to utilize the target language, which was English in the study. They had more opportunities to use English either in the classroom or outside of the classroom compared to the regular high school students. So the researchers also found that students have a higher sense of anxiety when they're using the target language in the classroom. So a lot of the students, they would often fear pronouncing things wrong or getting made fun of by their peers by other students that are better at English, right? So they also found that there was a negative correlation with test anxiety and decision making as well. So when students are being tested, they might be choosing the incorrect answers. Even if they know which one is right, they might be choosing the incorrect answers just because of their anxious feelings, right? And this is so interesting because exams are their test scores are so important for like getting into university or like passing certain classes and everything. We put so much stress on being good in exams and everything like that, but we don't ever consider the effects that it has on the students and the fact that it's not really like a good judge of who these students are, right? Like it's not really a good way to judge their knowledge on the subject, right? I think that this is like really interesting to read this paper just because it showed that foreign language anxiety and decision making are interconnected, and one affects the other quite significantly. So if students were to experience like foreign language anxiety, they might not be able to make certain decisions like for example on tests and everything, right? If students are anxious and are experiencing foreign language anxiety, they might not even want to participate in the class, or they might be reluctant to even like be in the class or anything because they don't want to embarrass themselves, right? So for me right now, I can definitely I am experiencing this firsthand, like the foreign language anxiety, because I feel like a lot of the people that are in my class or in my school, they've been learning Japanese for like a while, right? Like especially in the school, they've been in the Japanese language environment for so long. So they might be better at speaking than me, and they might know more grammar, more kanji, everything like that, right? I feel like when it comes to me saying stuff in the classroom, I'm not really showcasing the level at which I'm able to like actually speak Japanese, right? I'm not saying that I'm like super good or anything, but it's like I feel like there's a sense of like anxious feelings, right? Like I remember the first time that I was asked to write something on the board, like my hands were shaking because I was so nervous, right? Because it's like first it's like a whole new environment, like I don't know anybody, and then it's just like I don't want to mess up, right? Because like if I make a mistake, then everybody else would be like, like it's a potential for me to be embarrassed, right? I've even noticed that like when other students are doing something and they do it wrong, some students don't really care, but then others will like laugh or like make jokes, and it's like I understand the need or like the want to make fun of other people, but it's just like I don't know, I feel like when people are doing that, it definitely makes the other person lose confidence in their abilities to use the language. So I think that like I would like to be able to do research regarding foreign language anxiety and decision making in the future to like solidify the ideas in this paper. So I would like to be able to understand the intensity of this anxiety that the students are feeling, and then also think of like some coping strategies or understand alternative routes for testing.